I'm always a little bit apprehensive coming out onto big lakes like this, but Marion is inside making a cup of tea now, so I'm trying not to let onto her that I might be apprehensive. But no, we checked the forecast today, and it's very light winds this morning, so we're going to head on down to Cleggan Moor. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, that's down on the eastern shore of Loch Allen.
I had a meltdown.
So it's warm.
It's warm and it's not raining.
It's not raining at this moment. It's a little bit dull, a little bit overcast, but we are just after passing through the loch at Drumshanbo.
So come along with the adventures of Driftwood. I'm actually going out on Loch Allen.
Where are we going to?
Loch Allen.
Yep.
It looks lovely and calm.
Yeah,
for now.
It's a good day for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Just as we come out of the loch here, there's quite a stretch where you're in a nice narrow channel, and the views of the Arigna Mountains here are superb. But they're also a bit of a reminder that when you have tall mountains like that around a lake, that the weather can change and you can get a wind whipping up quick enough. But I'm sure we'll be fine. But yeah, it's a beautiful day for it. I'd say it's kind of dull and overcast, but it's warm. I mean, it's t-shirt and shorts weather. It's grand. It's also a way better than being in Cork. The lockkeeper at Drumshanbo was telling me that last year the lake came up 4 feet in just a space of 24 hours, and Loch Allen is a big lake. That is a massive amount of water. But instantly he was telling me as well that they actually have to pump water from Loch Allen up into Acres Lake to feed the canal. That even though Loch Allen is below the level of Acres Lake, strangely enough, it's still the actual feeder for Acres Lake, and indeed the canal then from there down to Battle Bridge. You might just make out over here there's a few windmills, and the rest is wide open expanse of beautiful water. So this is a beautiful calm Loch Allen and a beautiful calm Marion. And in the background's the Arigna Mountains.
It's only beautiful. Now I have to say it really is gorgeous. Now, if the wind came up it wouldn't be nice, but as a day like today it is gorgeous. The mountains are fabulous.
Sometimes out on these big lakes on a calm day, it's really nice just to switch off the engine and just let the boat drift. You don't really even need to put down an anchor, and it's a time to chill out and take in a bit of scenery. What's the name of the place we're coming into now?
Cleggan Moor.
Oh, fair play to you. We've just been practicing how to say that. Just behind you now, you can see all the windmills on the mountain behind you.
It's just beautiful now. I mean,
Yeah.
as I say, there's no wind up. If there was a wind up, I'd be winds in Ferrari.
Well, yeah, it's a big lake. You can imagine how bad this would be on a bad day.
Yeah, I have to say now, when we get into this mooring, I'd be quite happy to turn around and go back again.
Well, except we'd go to the other mooring then.
No, we're not, no.
Oh, didn't you cross there? It's over there.
No. You're pushing your luck now. No, I'm not going. I'll stay over here. You come back to me.
So this is the headland just before Cleggan Moor, and you might just make out 2 green markers there. Hardly likely, I can barely make them out here. And but we'll swing around them, and then we're into a little bay, and we'll tie up there, and then we'll see can I talk Marion into heading across the lake to the other mooring. I think the mountains here are just beautiful. Really, really looks lovely. So green, so fertile. And just as we're coming into Craigenmore here, you can see there's a water break anyway there. And I can see a red marker up ahead, so I imagine we pass to the left of that water break, between it and the red marker, and then we should be into the harbour itself. How much closer the water break is. So, where are we? Craigenmore.
Craigenmore.
We're in Craigenmore. And we just tied up. We met a lovely family on a yacht. And we have...
with their 2 grandchildren.
And it's just the 4 of us here. Well, there's 6 of us here. And there's not a lot around. There's a little B&B here, and I think it's also a restaurant. Although, at the moment, it's closed, unfortunately, like so many other things. But it's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and if you want peace and quiet, you have it in bucketfuls here.
It's a bit too quiet, really.
Yeah, they do kind of say about Loch Allen that it's a lonely lake, and it kind of is a bit of a lonely lake. But a beautiful day to explore Loch Allen.
It's actually gone very, very cold now. I have to say it's gone cold. Yeah, I had a wind. Yeah, it was.
Tell everybody.
I had a big wind because we were taking the waves broadside.
Yeah.
So Harry wanted to go and see another harbour.
Spencer Harbour.
Yeah, but then we didn't. Obviously, we're back now.
We nearly got across to it, didn't we? And how big? Tell them about the huge waves.
People understand. I had a meltdown.
I'm going to show people the waves. Now brace yourself for this, because this is shocking. That's them. See them? There's one.
Harry, it's after quieting down a bit. Go ahead.
I know. And there was a freak wave.
Well, no, caravan now is next. There's up with the caravan. Mobile home.
Mobile home in Wexford. It's just a short 2-mile walk from the Lough in Drumshanbo to these wonderful sluice gates. These gates are controlled by the ESB, and they use them to control the water levels in Loch Allen, and also the water levels in the whole River Shannon as well. The levels of Loch Allen can vary and fluctuate quite considerably. Approaching these sluice gates from the Loch Allen side is not advisable, not even by kayak. And if you're in a motor cruiser, you have to lock up through the Loch of Drumshanbo, go into Acres Lake, head down the Acres Lake Canal through 2 lochs and rejoin the navigation again at Battle Bridge. After these sluice gates, the river continues for a further 5 miles until it reaches Battle Bridge, and the river is once again navigable. There's something quite awesome about this, even though it's in the middle of nowhere. It's still a hugely impressive structure, because the volume of water going through here, the sound of that water, the forces that are at play are very much present on my mind. And I can tell you, it's a nerve-wracking place to fly a drone as well.
Well, guys, we're in Spencer Harbour today.
Yep.
By car, I might add.
Didn't get here by boat, but
no,
did get here by car.
Yeah, well, compromised. It was a case of I was going to go shopping with Aries for a month after coming out to Loch Allen the last time.
I would have had to cash in just far too many brownie points. But so as far as we can make out, Spencer Harbour is probably the most northerly harbour on the Shannon navigation. If you're very brave, and I'm told a few boats have done it, you can go past Spencer Harbour and you can go up the river towards Dowra. But I think only the very bravest of people would do it, and maybe a very shallow drafted boat. But we haven't plucked up the courage to do that as of yet.
I think we were very lucky to get me out on Slocallen now, in fairness. It was beautiful coming out.
Well, it's a beautiful day out here today now.
Yeah. But if it was today, it would have been different. But I mean, the day we went out, it was beautiful going up.
I know.
It was gorgeous going up. But coming back down, it wasn't.
Well, you see, there was a wind kind of forecast, and
but when you're not told these things,
some things you have to keep a secret. And but there's a lovely harbour here. There's also a chimney here, and I'm not sure what it's from. I know there was a lot of coal mining in the area, but that would have been up the mountain, the Rigna Mountains here, not down here on the shore. But you can see then there's these wooden piles in the water, and I'm guessing that they would have been some kind of a pier or a jetty for barges to either drop off or collect goods, or maybe a bit of both.
Yeah, I'm sure that because it's so close to Rigna, it's only about 5-6 miles from Rigna. They probably did, take the coal from here.
I'm sure, yeah.
Down.
I'm sure they did. They did indeed. I wonder what the chimney is, though. What was made there? It reminds me of the chimneys you used to see in the south coast of England for the tin mines. So,
right, anybody know anything about it? Please let us know in the description, because we'd love to know.
Yep. So guys, just to give you an update on the solar panels that we fitted back in October of last year, and if you haven't seen the video, I've put a link in the description down below. For us guys, they've been an absolute game changer. I said I'd give you an update during the summer and give you an idea how many amps they're putting into the batteries, and I'll be honest with you, they're putting in pretty much the same as they were putting in the winter. The reason being, the batteries are full. There is no room to put any more amps into them. We're putting electricity in quicker than we are using it.
But we have good batteries as well, haven't we?
We do. Now they're ordinary lead acid batteries. They're not anything fancy, but they are grand for what we use them for. We haven't had to plug in for electricity since March.
No,
and we're recording this in August.
No, we did. In July we plugged in Lockheath for about an hour because I wanted to wash and blow dry my hair, and I wanted to give the place a good hoover. Now I clean it up every day, sweep it. I have a sweeping brush and dustpan and brush.
Yeah.
But I wanted to give it a good hoover, and there was a free electricity point beside us, and I thought, here goes, to be able to do my hair and hoover the place. But that was the only time.
Yeah, so just with the exception of the hoover and the hairdryer, we've been completely self-sufficient, completely off-grid, and that for us has been a complete game changer because it's allowed us to go places and to stay longer in places and not to be
having to run the engine or charge the batteries and that kind of stuff. We didn't.
Yeah,
and that's all down to the solar panels, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's absolutely. The solar panels have been absolutely fantastic. They just put in way more power than we actually need, and it's brilliant. And the boat has become almost off-grid, I would say, with the exception of the hoover and the hairdryer. It is completely an off-grid
But
boat.
we're kind of time with the idea of an inverter.
We're thinking.
Because if I had an inverter, I would be able to do my hoovering, and I would also be able to dry my hair, and I wouldn't be kind of putting pressure on you to get me electricity.
Yep. We'll see. So that's just to give an update, guys. I say if you haven't seen that video, their special Victron solar panels, they were supplied by a company called Euromotive in Carrigan-Shannon, and the lads down there are absolutely super.
They're very, very good.
Their details, link to their website and the whole lot, because they have a great online store. That's all in the description below.
Well, that's the end of Acres Lake for another year, I'd say.
It is.
And Lochgallen.
We're just heading down the Acres Lake Canal.
Yeah.
And the weather's turned kind of coldish and wet, so it's really typical.
And it's not even the August weekend yet.
No. Typical July weather, really, isn't it? It's kind of wet and miserable, but it's still good boating weather.
And I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
And we'll see you hopefully again in the next vlog, guys. And thank you for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and thanks for your comments, and thanks for giving it a thumbs up.
Cheerio.